When I started this mini challenge of 7 days, I was on a mission to see if I could actually see improvement markers in such a little time with walking. You're not going to see before and after photos ever on this channel. I used to believe that all of my success was wrapped in the size of my body and how small it could be, like when it came to fitness. But, you know, after 40 and now in my 50s, I realized just how important and how much everything else is connected to health and optimal vitality. And it's certainly, you know, the exterior and aesthetics are not where it's at. So if you're with me on that and you're all about loving your body between the ups and downs and through the decades, welcome to my channel and welcome back. Back in the summer, when I was walking every morning, my HRV was through the roof. And just in the last month or so, it started to tank, and I thought, well, maybe it's because, you know, it's darker now, so I'm not going for my walk until sometimes midday, sometimes end of day. I'm still doing it, but would it really make a difference if I do it first thing in the morning again? How long do I need to do this to start to feel results? So I recorded 7 days and I've watched my results, and now I'm going to share it all with you. Where I live, November has a nickname called Grape Ember, and like the fog was so thick driving here. You know when you see fog, you just like want to wipe it away and make it go away. Like there's this urge to put your hand up and like wipe it away, but that doesn't work. And I love to draw on analogies, you know, like when it's foggy, isn't life foggy sometimes? Like we don't know what's next. I keep hearing things. Nothing's here with us except for the forest. I'm sure if you lifted up the trees, you'd see all the bears and the bees and the squirrels. There's a lot of life in here. Ready to go. One of the things I always forget about early morning walks until I'm actually doing them is that you usually have the best weather in the morning. Like it's usually the most stable, and it's at least where I live. And then later on in the afternoon, it'll start to kick up and might get a little stormy and it won't be as nice. I thought I could catch the rest of the moon. When I was driving here, the moon was still high in the sky, and I thought, oh, well, I'll go to this spot where it opens up to see if I can film it for you instead of pulling over. It's quite crispy this morning. It's beautiful though, isn't it? We're expecting snow today. See? See? I told you. We went for our walk at the best time of the day. So this is how things can change in just one overnight. My husband and I just have a little job to do before we go for a walk. This is pretty much winter fitness. You can see how big the driveway is. But there's not much snow. I want to show you something. Remember how yesterday I was talking about I didn't catch the full moon? There it is. Still out bright. It's not as snowy as I thought it would be in here today. It is definitely wet and slushy. the joys of winter. It's day 5 today, and I kind of expected to see my health markers pop up a little bit more. I'm a little disappointed in that. However, I do feel better, like I feel more creative, more accomplished, less stressed, I'm sleeping better. But I kind of expected my HRV and my readiness to go up a little faster. But there is more than one thing going on. I'm 51. I'm staring down 52 in a few months. Normally, I'm 28 days. You can mark the days by it, a 28-day cycle. And right now, I'm on day 40 or 41. And I'm thinking, is this it? Am I crossing over? And I think because of that, some of the other areas, like some of the internal things going on, like HRV and heart rate and all the things that are indicators of a higher readiness score with my Aura app, which is how I kind of read internally, are just kind of wonky. So I feel great, but this is really bizarre. So if I have any followers that are going through this, have gone through this, I have really no other symptoms besides a little extra weight, which I'm fit, so I'm not really concerned about that. It's just bizarre. It's like I'm forgetting something. I'm not literally forgetting something, but it's like something's missing. Like I'm not sad, but it's just bizarre. I think we're ready to go for a walk. The Jeep's warmed up. We're gonna drive to the forest. It's a beautiful morning. It's cold. The benefits of a frozen ground mean that it's less mucky, so we'll be less dirty when we get home. I have a meeting that I am attending this morning that's early with my mentor, and what do I do when I have to be somewhere early? Well, I walk earlier and I walk faster. The sun's not quite up yet, but it's overcast anyway, so it's not going to be a bright morning. And yeah, here we are. So can't talk, gotta walk. I actually arrived early. Well, we were expecting snow and it's rain, which is great because I don't have to shovel it. And my husband is away on a work trip, so I would have been shoveling it alone. Here we are. I'm going to share with you my findings as soon as I am done this walk. If you're new here, welcome. Consider subscribing because it really does help the channel and it helps to get the message of health in all sizes out there. So what happened? Okay, it didn't get worse, but it didn't get better. My sleep got better. But what I learned is I think that it validates what I've always said. It is that it takes more than 7 days to be able to really move those markers. So if the only thing that you're looking for is an algorithm to say you're healthier, or the scale to say you're smaller or lighter, I mean, I think that those markers might have worked in different decades of our lives, but the older I get, the longer it takes to snap back. You know, maybe I should do an entire video on the Aura Tracker and how it's helped me transition through perimenopause into menopause. That would be a good topic to cover, don't you think? Because I think that no matter what type of tracker you use, it's a model, right? So have to think about, like, how do you actually feel inside, and how does your mood feel, and what are those things that you can't see or you can't measure? How is that going? I'm pretty sure moving forward, I'm going to continue with the mornings for all the reasons why I feel like morning walks are best for me, but that might not be true for you. So you might have tried it and you might be like, I feel like I get the most energy in the winter. Like, it might be different. It might be seasonal, just like me. So you fill in the blank. Every year around this time, my HRV goes down. And so it might not be a walking thing. It might just be like or an exercise thing for that matter. It might be just the fact that there's more darkness and less light. And that might be the lever. My sleep has improved, and I know that that is directly connected to my chronological age, or my calendar, not my calendar age, but my physical age. But my resilience has continued to just like flatline along the solid when I feel like, you know, I've had exceptional and optimal for most of the time throughout the summer, and I want to get that back. Do I feel any different than I did in the summer? I always have more energy as soon as, you know, there's more daylight. I don't think that that's new for me. I know that that's something that I've worked on for the last 4 or 5 years, and it has got more intense with perimenopause. So I always do things to help me proactively, right? To be proactive instead of reactive. And I feel like a lot of times things don't start showing up until, you know, a month after the fact. And so if I want to see if this experiment really works, then, you know, I gotta keep on trucking, right? And see what 30 days looks like. But I think that we can get a little too rigid. So I'm going to give myself the flexibility, like, you know, if there's a dump of snow, I'll clear the snow and that'll be my walk, and go for a walk later. You know what I mean? Because you're walking back and forth with a shovel. And also, you know, on the weekends, if I feel like I want to do something else, like yoga in the morning, I'm not going to block myself because I have to, because I said I was going to walk. As long as I'm getting, you know, the movement that makes me feel joy and that makes me feel energetic and alive, I'll get through this winter. And so will you. So what would you do? I'm focusing on a walking plan that works for me. And if you want to focus on a walking plan that works for you, then watch this video next, and I'll see you over there.